Now, it gives me great pleasure to bring on board Dr. A Velumani. Now, when we've interacted with him, we've spoken about the diagnostic business, Thyrocare, the company, what his take on the virus is, and what needs to be done to fix the healthcare system. But today I think it's a very proud day for him, because for a company which he started with a seed capital of 2 lakh rupees is now valued as a unicorn. So Mr. Velumani, most of our viewers know your journey only when you went public, because that's the time stock markets, they started tracking you. But let's take the clock back and talk about the journey which started in 1995 in a 200-foot garage with 4 employees, with your wife, and with 2 lakh seed capital.
You are absolutely right. So it has been a wonderful journey. Never dreamt that I would one day be a billion-dollar company. We never diluted for 17 years. And zero debt company. I have employed 10,000 plus freshers. So I just can't imagine how in this so surcharged environment I could manage to have a journey without stress, without a downside at any point of time. So it looks like a dream journey. Thanks to all those who were a part of my journey, especially I today remember my wife who felt that we would do one day a big contribution to Indian healthcare. So we are there. So I'm extremely proud and happy.
What were the tough moments in your journey? Because while you started with the simple thyroid test with limited capital, today you are a national brand, and the turnover which would be north of 1,000 crore. Now I'm trying to understand, without diluting, without raising capital, how did you scale up so much?
I think, Madarasis are not good businessmen. It's only largely Gujaratis, Marwadis. So then I had a lot of inferiority complex. Not only that, I am a son of a farmer, not a son of a doctor. So, and I also had a 15 long years of comfort zone in BRC job. So a lot of things were against, or in other words, they were not for me. But I think the business model which I chose to work on, considering a pathology business equivalent to a hotel business, where restaurant and kitchen is the analogy which I keep making. Every restaurant need not have a kitchen is what I learned from my native town of Coimbatore, from the brand Annapurna. I think I stuck to it. So if you ask me what single major contributor for this journey success is the business model, where I did not focus on procuring the specimen. I focused on testing the specimen, which is my core strength. And I gave a very liberal margin to my franchises, and I think we scaled up very fast. And I must tell you, 20 years back, there was a lot of vacuum in this space. Today, it appears to be highly challenged.
Mr. Velumani, you changed the rules of the entire diagnostic game, which is that you tried to be the kitchen of the diagnostic space. You brought the prices down, you made them affordable. While you were scaling up, you were also bringing the price down. Were you never worried about the wafer thin margins? You played the scale, not the margin game, but were you not worried about your strategy?
One thing, I had some insights about this business because, those days in the government, I was given the task of Atmanirbhar, that is make reagents of thyroid testing in India, why to import. So I found the reagent cost is very low when you make in India. And then this insight made me to feel all are overcharging because they have been buying from Europe. Why not we charge fair? So I think I had some insight which probably my competitors did not understand that I have it. And I played it straight without greed. I think very often entrepreneurs, I must tell you here, to do business, you must know costing. And if you know the costing, then the pricing doesn't go wrong. And if the pricing is right, the game is done. So I think being a mathematician, I could see a few things which probably a conventional medical professional may not see through. Fortunately, the area which I have focused is a numerical pathology, which is biochemistry. And this biochemistry has a lot of volume dependence in its cost pricing. So a few things went very comfortably in my favor. The time I got in, the timing with which I played, the pricing which I placed, the risk which I took, a lot of things. I think looking back, it is very, very difficult for me to explain. Yes, I was visionary. I can't tell it. मैं तो खेल ही रहा था, लगे रहो, ये दोनों शब्द से मुझे I could reach to some point where others are finding it difficult even to copy it.
So what is next for Mr. Velumani now? Lage raho, still at this age?
I think age is certainly an aspect. I am 62, my children are 32. My employees are 26 years mean age. So it appears that in this post-COVID, COVID 2. Healthcare 2.0, there appears to be a lot of upside. You can see from the rally of the stock, it appears that everybody is in healthcare. All hospital stocks are all-time high. All diagnostic stocks are all-time high, even pharma. So I am pretty, I would say, happy that I am in a segment where it is happening while other industries are suffering due to COVID.
Final question, Mr. Velumani. Do you think COVID has changed the diagnostic space completely? I mean, diagnostic space was always an important space, but now with COVID, all of us have experienced that you cannot imagine a day where you don't have the diagnostic chains and the kind of testing they've done.
See, one thing, if you notice, the COVID has brought in a new fear which wasn't existing then. 2 years back, anybody will think, what is wrong with me? I am perfectly all right. My priority is accumulating wealth, enjoying life, eating well, holidaying. But if you have noticed for the last 18 months, I think health has become priority number one. मैं जिंदा रहूंगा या नहीं has become the biggest question. And also government had not spent much on healthcare. They are doubling their spending. Even common man had not spent much for healthcare. They are also doubling. And per capita income, if it grows, awareness grows, I have a reason to believe, and I have told this a dozen number of times, if healthcare was growing CAGR of 10% in last 10 years, it should grow 20% CAGR for next 10 years. This is how I perceive healthcare. And this is because of COVID, which has triggered the change and the focus and the attention.
Well, Mr. Velumani, really nice to have you on ET Now, and my sincere compliments for the kind of franchise and for the contribution what you've done to the healthcare sector. You've always obliged us every time we've reached you. You've never said no to us for any interview. Every time we wanted to seek your expertise and guidance on how and where the COVID crisis is headed. Before we allow you to, sir, get back to your desk, is the third wave coming? What is the initial analysis showing?
Nikunj, I said the second wave will not come with a lot of confidence because there was a lot of antibody positive population. But I think we overindulged and brought the second wave in spite of having a fair amount of percentage positive people with antibody. But today the number is roughly around 75% of the samples tested in the laboratory are having antibody. So I am positively thinking the third wave will not come. But मैं तो डर गया हूँ second wave से. So there is some kind of risk, remote risk, if we don't behave and if we indulge too much in, there could be a concern. And I am hearing for the last 24 hours, there is a Delta plus, which is a matter of concern, if that is true.
Okay. Well, I hope it subsides very soon, Mr. Velumani. I appreciate your time and my sincere compliments on what you've achieved in your career.
Thank you very much.